Welcome to the Art of Conversation. It's your girl Alicia C. And we out here recording live. Yo! Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good morning. I hope you're feeling well this Wednesday. Yes, it's the middle of the week. Well, looky here. Woo, woo. Da. Woo, woo, woo. All right, I'm having a moment. Yes, happy hump day. The phrase for today's episode is, no one is safe. Absolutely nobody. I mean, seriously, I guess in more ways than one, right? No one is excluded. But I do agree that, yes, members from certain communities get a bit more setbacks than others. No one's safe in these streets. Things are happening to people at random. Anyone, any age, race, orientation, doesn't matter. Sad. I know a lot of you guys probably saw the recent viral video of the nurse from NYC Health Bellevue in New York City. It's been everywhere. So it's this video of the nurse and a young black man disputing over a Citibank bike, I believe. Yes, Citibank. And you guys know those banks. You guys know those bikes where, you pay and you can rent the bike. It's all over the place. Mostly, yeah, I think it's Citibank. I don't think there's any other. Yeah. And many of us saw the video and again, like, damn. This could have, my first thoughts was, this could have went the complete opposite of what we're seeing here if it wasn't for the footage. Some people compared this issue to what happened decades ago involving Emmett Till and Carolyn Bryant. And then you have some fools who said that the nurse's name was Carolyn Bryant. It's like, come on, how ignorant. Educate yourself. Now, there's this video. Basically, you got some young black males in the video. The young man had paid for the bike, and I guess he was about to get on it, whatever the case may be. So the video only captures, him with the bike. And there's this young white woman dressed in her scrubs with her badge and everything on. And she's also trying to hold onto the bike, and she's screaming for help. Help me please, and cried crocodile tears, insinuating that the young man was taking her bike and putting his hands on her. And she's like, get off me, dude, like, help, please help. Please help. I guess thank God for the footage, right? The video showing what happened. You only get that little glimpse. But how often does this happen? More times than we would like. There's some people from the black community is fed up and fearful as they know that there's things like this happens. There's racism still all over the place. Has it ever stopped, or it just, changed its form? They wouldn't want it to happen to them or their family member, their relative, their boyfriend, their son, their whatever. Sometimes it's a matter of life and death. So if there was no footage, who would they believe? And how far could this have escalated? It's sad, but what's even more nerve-wracking is the knowing that she probably hasn't been that good of a health professional. She clearly lacks integrity. But how, it makes you wonder, like, how does she treat clients of different races, right? Makes you wonder. Like, if you could pull this stunt, the quintessential, I'm a young white nurse, I'm trying to get a bike, help, this young black man is trying to take the bike. Help, help, please. Don't touch me, please. Somebody help. And then, in the video and later on, we realize it's like he paid for the bike, Another colleague of hers comes over, wonders what's happening. Oh, and tells the young black man, just reset it. And they're like, no, reset it. He already paid for it. It's already on his card. She needs to get another bike. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I paid for this bike and you come out of nowhere and think I'm just going to give it to you. And we don't know what happened prior. Like, did she ask and they said no? We don't really know. So that's why situations and even footage like this is kind of because we don't know where it started from. We don't know if she did ask and he said no, and then she's still trying to push to get it, and she still would be wrong. But I'm just saying, it's funny how situations like this happen, and it can happen anywhere to anyone. Something so simple as a damn public bike that you rent, and we're having issues with this. Some people say it's a matter of privilege. He paid for it, but maybe there were no more bikes left, and she felt she deserved and should get it. So her way of getting it is screaming for help and drawing attention over to them. So they know that automatically people are going to see this young black male with his hands on a bike and this young white nurse screaming for help. What did you do to her? Again, I got to come back to the fact that she's in scrubs. She took off her badge, of course. But I'm looking at you wondering what type of professional you are. And I don't understand it, because it be little stunts like this, people like this. I'm not calling a particular race. People in general who do things like this, they be the ones in the most diverse, people-centric industries and pulling these stunts. Like, why are you here? Why are you doing this type of work? You're going to be dealing with so many different types of people. Like, if you know you have some kind of bias or whatever, why? And it was just crazy. Like, as soon as I saw the video, I was just like, okay, this is New York. Let me see. This is either, okay, I see NYU. I'm like, either this is NYU or this is like Bellevue or somewhere up, or even Mount Sinai. But then I was like, yeah, you can see. I'm like, here we go again with the bullshit. Articles, videos came out talking about she's talking with her lawyer, and her lawyer saying that she's on leave from work and they're investigating and they're so sorry. And again, that angers people, because people are saying, so what? You guys are treating her like you treat the cops who does something bad to people and unlawful. You put them on paid leave. So she's home chilling and still getting paid. It just never ends, right? It just never ends. It's 2023, and this is still a tactic that continues to be used. Have you guys ever witnessed something similar to this? Has this ever happened to you? Or someone you know? Who do you think was wrong? Who was right? How do you feel about these types of situations? It can happen to anyone of any race. So many questions, very few answers. Why are the communities doing these things to each other? And I say communities because it don't matter what background, race, you're still living, you reside in the same borough, community. You probably go to the same stores, same laundromats, same hospitals. When you get sick or have an emergency, you call the same, maybe in the same neighborhood, call the same precinct. So why are the communities doing this to each other? Like, what's behind that? And what are communities doing about situations like this? Because this is not the first time, won't be the last, and we've seen even worse, and we see it all the time. And oftentimes people say absolutely nothing. And I have to emphasize this again because for some reason people always think that it's black and white. Black and white. It's not always black and white. It's not always black and white. It's not always white and Indian. It's not always black and Asian. It's not always a race thing. Sometimes it's straight against gay and naturally born against trans. Sometimes it's young adults against seniors. Come on. We see discrimination and we see crimes and abuse towards anybody. We are introduced to the word entitlement. Who has privileges and who doesn't? How far does that privilege take you? How often are you using your known privilege? Let me pick your brains a little bit real quick. How about racist versus being prejudiced? Is it the same? Is being racist itself a privilege? Can you be racist and still have friends of that race? And you know what? Well, let's talk about it. It's so funny because you hear about this so often and people always question it, right? So I'm sure you guys seen situations or shows, whatever, where you have that one racist individual. Or you know what, let me back up. You'll have that one person, you know what, let me back up even further. Let me be so transparent. You'll have, let's just say, a white woman, and she'll say, I'm not racist. My best friend is black. Or a white male, I'm not racist. My best friend is black. And then people are like, that's not the same thing. Who cares? You can have black friends. And some people, explain that as, well, I can't possibly be racist because obviously I have a friend who's that race, which means it doesn't really mean much because it could just mean that you tolerate that person and you're just meeting a quota to prove to yourself and others that you're not actually that. Or maybe, you just happen to connect with a particular race. It doesn't have to be black. It could be any other race. And maybe that is just your only friend from that race. You got to kind of also look at normalities. If you grew up during a certain time in a certain neighborhood, it's not that you become prejudiced. Sometimes it's just, these are the people I connect with. These are the people I'm always around. I'm in this state. I'm in this borough. I go to school. I mostly see these type of people. You work with certain types of people. It's not like you go out your way to stay away from a particular race. So some people see, oh, well, this person only has this race or culture of people and they don't ever go outside of it. And I've heard people say the same thing about Asian communities. Asians, they don't shop at other people's stores. They shop within their own communities and blah, 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 blah. But we always giving them our money. And it's like, y'all could find something in everything. I'm like, okay, so they have togetherness in their community. Is that something that your community has or lacks? And then, it's just a dead silence sometimes. Sometimes what you see is not always what you get. But is racism a privilege? That's the question. Do they actually hate the race or dislike the race? Or are they just using the privilege in place to obtain or do things that they know that the other race would have a hard time getting, doing, proving, etc. Topics like this, always touchy. But I love the differences in opinions when it is brought up because it makes people hear themselves. It makes people think outside the box. it's something we can all relate to at some time or another, because I've seen black and other races discriminate against whites. I've seen it. And I think they like to coin the terms as hate crimes. Hate crimes is against anyone for being different. So yes, it is a touchy conversation. Then you have some people who argue and are so against interracial relationships. Oh, the hate. I've sat in on group discussions, and I just hear the amount of hate. Oh, he went and married this white woman. Oh, he a sellout. He went and got this white woman. She went and got a white man. Like, what? You don't like your own? And then there's this whole thing, and God forbid it's black and Asian, this and that. And I thought love is love. And I thought we were all living a human experience. I mean, I thought, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just thought. You know, 2023, man. That's why you do what feels best for you. Because whether you do and conform to what society wants from you, they're going to still have something to say, whether they think it's right or wrong, whether it fits norms or not. A big thing is privileges, though. People hate the entitlement and the privileges. It's not fair, it's not fair. What needs to change? What needs to change? This topic can be taken to so many levels. The question is, are they ready to enter those levels? Be safe, y'all. Stay prayed, and peace out.